What is sin? That's a big one. That is a really big one. Because what is sin? I mean, we're living in it. You know, I've just watched a movie and literally I got sick from watching a movie. Because I could literally feel how it was kind of sucking the life out of me. And maybe or maybe not, you know by now how I engage with myself and how I look for truth. It's like by reflecting upon my emotions and then gathering insights that simply appear out of what you may call nowhere. Now, I was just watching something and there was a scene about some kind of confession. And as I was watching this, I was getting really sick in the stomach. Now, spirituality should be about looking for truth and living truth as much as you can. And that would mean, ultimately, that you would have to sacrifice certain practices and habits that you have been honing and maintaining until now. The question is, what are these practices? And what is the point of letting go of things that you still enjoy doing? So we could ask now, is drinking alcohol sinful? Is looking at women and imagining them in a sexual way, is that a sin? Are there foods that are sins? It's like very strange to even, because surely it's a word, like everything else is a word. But I think you can somehow get away with it to a certain degree. And I think, to me, what sins are is, maybe you could say, committing crimes against yourself. Once you realize how bad something is for you, and you actually realize how much you hate watching movies, then in a way, because it's a waste of time. Watching movies is literally a waste of time. And I was just asking the question after I felt so sick while watching a movie, and I would have enjoyed that movie beforehand, believe me. But what happened was, I asked the question, what is sin? And the answer came, basically anything that defies life. Well then, doesn't it mean playing chess is defying life? Online chess? And then I would say no, because that is partly life, because it is still an exchange. Now, playing chess with a computer, that is empty. Watching porn, that's something empty. There is no real exchange there. Having sex with a woman, that is something that promotes life. Playing chess with another person promotes life because you have, you engage with each other, even if it's through the screen. Of course, it would be better if you would sit opposite each other and then play chess. Now, spending time with other humans. But I'm not so sure about that. But on the other hand, what else are we supposed to do? Right? I mean, I spend a lot of time alone in my room, in the internet, and I get so bored with it, it's incredible. I get so bored with it, but all the people that I know, I don't really want to spend time with them either. So what can I really do then? I mean, I can just do the things that I like. But being alone all the time is just driving me mad. So I have to know certain practices. So just in terms of the question, what is sin? I cannot fully answer that. All I can say is, whatever makes me sick, I would then say it's a sin. And I wasn't aware how sickening movies are, but I've tried watching several movies that I would have enjoyed previously. And I realized that I have passed certain boundaries, certain limitations that were previously holding me back. I have gone through doors, and while new doors keep opening, other doors are closing on me. And one of these doors seems to be watching movies. I really try, believe me. But when I sit there and I'm watching a movie, I start getting so angry at myself that I just want to smash in a wall or something. This is how much anger is building up in me. And so I manage maybe to watch 10 minutes and then I'm so angry that suddenly I'm writing an article about something. I'm making an artwork. Or I just have to do something. And maybe it's not that I'm watching the movie. Because the movie itself, it still gives me ideas. But it's not that I'm just, for me, it's not okay to just sit there and for 2 hours do nothing else but watch the movie. It just doesn't work anymore. So how it's working now is, I sit there, I watch the movie, and after 10 minutes, I have so many ideas, so many things came up, that all this energy is also building up in a way. And I just have to do something with that. And that's what's making me sick. Because the reason I'm watching the movie is because I'm looking for truth. I'm literally looking for truth, and then I find a lot of truth. And the truth is that anybody in a movie is a liar. If I'm looking for truth in a movie, then I will find it in the sense that everybody in that movie is a liar. They're all empty shells, and it doesn't matter what kind of movie you're watching. I've been watching Hollywood movies, I've been watching art house films. They're all liars because they're all pretending to be someone that they're not. And it's very easy. It's very easy. If you have a script that tells you exactly what to say and how to look and where to stand at any given point in time, it's very easy to put on a mask and to pretend like you actually mean what you're saying while the emotion is actually dead. And that's what's making me sick. That we, as people, have been raised by movies And then it is no wonder that everybody's lying about everything. Because imagine an actor is acting, and the actor has a certain feeling that he tries to hide while he's acting. But when he's speaking, it doesn't matter what he says. The emotion that he's pushing down is still coming out. And that means if you have an actor like Christian Bale who thinks, I'm the best guy there is, I'm a fucking boss or something, or maybe he thinks I hate you all, which is very likely. Many actors are like this. They're really filthy. They have really dirty minds. And then they stand there and they act. And we listen to this and we get all their shit and we eat it all up. And then we say, wow, what a great actor he is. And in that sense, it's the truth. He's a great actor because he manages to make thousands of people believe that he means what he says, and they fail to realize that it's all lies. So, what is sin is very hard to answer. In a world where lies are being paid horrendous wages, the best liar gets the Golden Globe. And I would say that is sin. We're dancing around on life and we pretend like it's some kind of glamour show that we've been put up. With science, with what we call healthcare, with cars, with movies, with smartphones, technology. We act like all this is so great, while what it does, it actually defies life. It splits us apart and it keeps us away from actually living. As long as I have to stand here alone in this room and speak into a microphone, I'm actually dead. Every day I wake up, nothing happened. I think we can all agree at this point that I've been screaming my lungs out into the internet, waiting for some kind of reaction, and nothing is happening. And we're talking here about almost 2 years since I started in 2001, 2021, I started producing content with my podcast and then writing books. Nothing is happening. I'm just trying to, I'm not doing this to become famous, right? I want to raise awareness, and for that, I want to be heard. Nobody wants to care about anything that's going on in the world. Everybody just wants to pretend all is super nice, while we are literally rolling around in our own shit. Pretending, wow, we're doing such a great job. We have the ambulance and we have firefighters. Yeah. Because we're trying to cover up the problems that we've created with secluding ourselves from nature. By living a life that is so unnatural that the only thing people can do to convince themselves that it's super nice and that they feel good is to pretend. And that's what everybody does. Everybody pretends that they like it, but nobody does. I literally hate this existence. That's what I can say. I hate this kind of life. I hate electronics. I hate houses. I hate what we've done to landscapes. I hate how we fence everything in and then say, this is mine and you cannot come here. I hate how people think that because they have a big house, they're better than others. It literally makes me sick to live in this kind of society. It just makes me sick. It's not even about eating the food. It's not even about anything. It's just that I really hate this society that we've created here. I fucking hate it. And I hate it so much that it motivates me to keep producing content just to tell everybody how shit this is what we have created here. How pretentious everybody is. Walking around like, I'm super happy. Yeah, as long as everybody agrees on that, they're all fine. But if I come and I scratch on the surface of your little facade, yeah, and I come and I spray some paint on your newly painted white house, you're gonna call the police. That's how happy you are. That's how much your happiness can endure. If I want to make your house a little bit more colorful, or if I would go and put up a sign and say, this house is being owned by the bank, you would call the police and you would say he's crazy. But it's the truth. The house is being owned by the bank, my friend. And I'm really going nuts because everybody's lying. And when I speak the truth, they get rid of me. So now I'm in a situation where that man that thinks he's my father wants to rent me an apartment just to get rid of me because he finds it uncomfortable to be in my presence because I don't talk about the shit that they talk about. If I open my mouth, I say something that has meaning. And everybody's scared of this. They're literally scared shitless of me. They're so scared that if I just enter the room and sit down and say 3 words about spirituality, they threaten to call the police. And now the solution is that they said, we're going to rent you an apartment and we're going to give you some pocket money. If that's supposed to happen, then I'm going to let it happen. But I didn't ask for this. It just came my way. And I'm not really sure how I'm supposed to feel like this. But I'll just say, all right, I don't really give a crap. At least I'm going to be alone there. But then you have to deal with your own shit on your own from now on. Because I cannot be held responsible for what's happening in this house anymore. If you trying to buy me out. If you're trying to use your money to get rid of me, I'm not gonna be around no more. Because I'm not your bitch that you can pay with an apartment. If you pay my apartment, that settles it. I've stretched out my hand a couple of times, and your solution is to pay me an apartment because you cannot handle it that I go to family members and say, you look really sick. You should change your diet. They don't like this. They want to be sick. They want to suffer because as long as they eat their cake and drink their coffee and drive around in their cars, which break their backs, they can keep pretending that what everybody's doing is really nice. And then they can just be like everybody else. And I'm just so sick of this. And I've tried this whole day to keep it in, to not talk, to really be silent, and to be respectful, and then to leave. But what I really want to do is scream the whole house down and take paint and paint it on the walls and say, this house belongs to the bank. Just to destroy this facade that people create for themselves where they say, I have a house. But they've never worked for it. It belongs to the bank. And so does their cars. Everything is state-owned these days. Nobody owns anything. So you can ask me what sin is. It's living the lie and knowing that you live the lie. So all you can do is, when you get so angry at yourself for having pretended all your life, is to simply say, fuck this, I have to change. And with this I can say, welcome to my life. Open up to yours.